Tyrion Lannister. This is
Oh, I
Peter
think I saw the
Dinklage.
trailer for this.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's this bizarre, quirky character type film
Yeah.
where he plays a composer, a Broadway composer. Anne Hathaway plays his
Oh yeah.
marriage therapist wife, and for whatever reason, Marissa Tomei plays Peter Dinklage's muse after they have an affair. So this
Yeah.
is She Came to Me.
Yeah.
Coming out. It's an indie film. It's a love story. I mean, I guess it's a marriage story. It's probably an open
Character study,
marriage.
maybe.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
character study. It's an open marriage. It's sort of like an open affair, but it's creatives in New York. It's character driven. It's well, hell, and Anne Hathaway's an Oscar winner. So is Marissa Tomei.
She's always great.
Yeah, and if he hasn't been nominated for an Oscar at this point, he probably will be at some point in Peter Dinklage. He was great in Cyrano, so I love when Peter Dinklage is playing roles that aren't necessarily the little person role. Like when he's playing just an average, like a role that any other actor would play. I
Yeah.
love that he kind of stretches the definition, stretches. And this looks like a case of that where he's playing the moody artiste who gets writer's block. And
we've seen that before.
Yeah, and under a ton of pressure, and he's married to Anne Hathaway, and he finds his muse, and it just looks like one of those great character-driven pieces that it's one of those that if it was being released in November or December, I would say there might be an outside chance it could get some nominations here and there. Probably not. It's probably just more that it'll just be a fun indie film character piece. But anytime you get those three actors, and I don't think I've ever seen Anne Hathaway, Marissa Tomei, and Peter Dinklage in the same movie together. Everything about this film, I love it, so it's my number 3 film.
Also, Nicole Kidman, Steve Carell, and Amy Schumer, and Matthew Broderick, who's underrated.
Talented people coming together. I mean, the reactions to that they must have had to the screenplay is that's sort of what when you see this many talented people coming together in an indie film where there isn't a lot of money, to me screams out that it has an amazing screenplay. So all of that together is why it's my number 3. Have you seen the trailer for She Came to Me?
Yes, I think it came on when I was going to go see Retribution, which was like the best part of my night that night. And I was like, wow, this looks really, really fun. And I'm excited to check it out. Hopefully a lot of these smaller films I don't get to check out until they come to streaming because it's hard for me to see multiple movies in a week. Especially on like that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I usually see a movie on either Thursday or Friday, and that's all I can see for the weekend. But I'm definitely going to check it out eventually.
By the way, you live in Brooklyn, you live in New York. Like, what is the indie movie going scene like? Like, I know they shoot a lot of films in New York, but what is the culture of the indie movies in New York like?
There's a lot of it in like Williamsburg and the Upper West Side and Soho, and sometimes they'll shoot it in areas near me, but they'll like, this is Chicago, and I'm like, this is not Chicago, this is Brooklyn. What are you doing? When I was working on the Upper West Side, I used to work in a physical therapy clinic over there, and a lot of actors would come there for like not major ones, but like Netflix actors that I was like, oh, you were in Daredevil. If you ever seen the Daredevil show, the Asian villainess, I forgot what her name was.
Madame Gao.
Villain. Yeah, she came for physical therapy at my office. I was like, oh my god. And yeah, you'll just see them
the hand.
There.
She was the head of the hand.
Yeah, I ran into Paul Rudd while he was on a date years ago. And that was fun. And he was just coming from like shooting something and he met up with somebody. So like you'll see actors here and there, and you'll see things like car chases and you're like, what's going on, when it's like part of a movie.
Was Paul Rudd on a date while going to physical therapy?
No.
Because that's something
like a Paul Rudd thing.
Yeah, I can see Paul Rudd doing that. I can see Paul Rudd doing I can see Paul Rudd doing a film where he goes on a date as he goes to physical therapy. That's actually not a bad idea for a screenplay.
No, they can be very creative and fun.
Yeah.
Add Tristan Gordon-Levitt in there and Seth Rogen, and we got a film.
Yeah, that's cool. So thriving indie scene, and
and they have some indie theaters in there too, like that. We have like this really old school theater that looks like old theater and they still have reels. Not everything is digital. It's pretty cool.
Nice. All right. Very cool. Very cool.